What's going on, guys? MariK here, back with another Dragon Ball Super video. A lot of you guys have been asking for this video, and we just hadn't gotten around to it yet. I was too busy playing Dragon Ball yesterday and just building a plethora of ridiculous amount of decks. So, we just got the reveal for Draft Box 4 for Red. We haven't even gotten to see what the other colors are yet, or the 4 leaders, and Bandai is already dropping hints for Series 8. Now, whether or not these are legitimate, I haven't seen where the sources come from, but Series 8 revolves around the evil scientists and their creations, which I'm not going to touch on this issue yet, because I'm going to get opinionated a little bit. It says, evil scientists, their creations, and the heroes that take them on are ready to fight. So, the evil scientists that we know of, we've got Dr. Mew, we've got Dr. Gero, we've got Dr. whatever his name was that makes Hachiyak, or however you pronounce it. Like, we've got some evil doctor scientist guys. They could even do Bobbity, or Bibbity, and Majin Buu, so we could get some more Majin Buu support in Set 8 as well. So Series 8 can make decks with brand new color combinations or to power up archetypes like androids. Okay, that right there triggers me just because I want more android support. Androids was one of my favorite decks, the first competitive deck I ever built, well, if we call it competitive. The first deck I ever took to a tournament. And I would really like to continue playing androids. They don't have a finisher. They don't have a good end game. It's just a bunch of like little guys. We got support, but I guess Cell was supposed to be the end game for androids. If they could give us some better android cards, that would be great. However, from what I've seen so far, it feels like 17, 18 are not going to be the focus for androids. I really hope we get some support for them, but it doesn't look like it. And I don't know. I like having monocolor decks. And now, granted, I don't have an issue with multicolor decks, but sometimes I would just prefer to keep a deck monocolor. Like, my Future Trunks is still blue, just pure blue. My androids are still pure green. I don't want every deck to have to be multicolor. Series 8 also features new red, green, and blue, yellow cards to support Series 7, and new and old players power up. I also feel like Set 8, if they don't already, Set 8, we should also be getting, like, different color combinations, like red-blue, or red-yellow, green-blue, green-yellow, you know, whatever. Colors combinations we don't already have yet. So let's go ahead and check out what little bit of information we have and that we can dissect from this reveal. So first up, what we're going to touch on is the new Starter Deck 10, Parasitic Overlord, featuring Super Baby 2. It's going to be a yellow leader. It's the best Vegeta, best Vegeta baby leader form. The good one that everybody wanted, the final form that he fought with, not including the Grade 8 form. And the two cards we revealed, or the two cards they have revealed, rather, we got Super Baby 1, the Conqueror. His permanent says you can only have one in the battle area. He's a 3-cost 15k. And his Activate main allows you to play him for no cost from your hand, which is great for being able to get a baby card out there for evolving into the Grade 8, or evolving into just the chain to continue up to the Grade 8 baby form. Now, hopefully we will get better... I won't say better. Hopefully we'll get more baby cards to evolve into, just because I feel like it's so linear because you're going into the Grade 8, which is a fantastic card, by the way. But sometimes, I don't know, sometimes a deck is more fun to play when you actually have different routes you can take and different end games that you can play with, instead of having to go with the same generic point A to B to C line. Then we have Super Baby 2, Vengeful Rampage. This is a 5-cost 25k. This is going to be our first multicolored card. And here we see red-yellow. So this is the first card where they're diverting away from what we've seen so far with red-green. He's got some interesting abilities. His first one being this ability called Offering, which basically says when you play him, your opponent can crit themselves 1 life. And if they don't, you get to draw 2 cards. That's already pretty ridiculous, if you ask me, just because, like, there's no downside. Either your opponent loses 1 life, and they crit that life, or you draw 2 cards. Like, chances are you're probably going to draw 2 cards most of the time, but... And then he's got, when you play this card, you get to choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and you negate their skills. They can't be put in the combo area either. And then he gets a dual attack for the duration of the turn. So, pretty powerful card. Negating all their skills. And, I mean, dual attack's not bad. It's definitely not bad at all. He does not work as a good finisher. Just because you have to have something, good triple strike or, whatever. But, fantastic card nonetheless. And, I mean, you just EX evolve him on top of a yellow baby for 1 red and 1 yellow. So it's not like he's going to be your end game. Especially since you can take him, you can play the free play one. You can play the 3-drop baby, Super Baby 1, and then he comes out, EX evolve the Super Baby 2 for 1 red, 1 yellow, and then you could even use his effect, do the dual attack thing, and then evolve him into the Great Ape if you chose to. Because, I mean, he is a red baby. So hopefully all of this stuff meshes well with the current red baby support we have. It'd be really shitty if it did not. Kind of like the green Goku Black and Zamasu cards. But anyway. Honestly, I like what I see so far. Hopefully we'll get more information on this stuff later down the road. But at the same time, I would be more interested in seeing the stuff about the draft box because that comes out first. And granted, I believe this stuff comes out in November, so we've still got September, October, and then November for it to release. So we got plenty of time to learn about this stuff. But I feel like Baby's already in a good spot as it is. Like we've got a good leader already. We've got good battle cards, good support cards, so while this gives us a little bit more support, they're really going to have to step it up with the leader to make something else more viable, because the leader we got in set 4 was not great. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. And then we got the baby Vegeta leader, who is great. He can self-awaken. He can KO stuff. Like, it's a good leader overall. And there's not really any reason to not run it. Now, the downside to running this is if this is going to be a yellow leader, if I remember correctly, you cannot use the extra cards for Baby with this leader. Because it specifies that it has to be a red Machine Mutant leader. So, unless this is going to be a dual-colored leader, and he happens to be red-yellow, then we could still run cards like Vow Revenge and Revenge Deathball. If not, that's where people are going to have to make the choice of how they want to play the deck. And that's going to determine whether or not this leader is worth it. Because if he doesn't have the skills that are worth using him, Baby Vegeta from the draft box is still going to be a better leader because he gets that Revenge Deathball, which is easily one of the best cards and one of the biggest reasons to play Baby in the first place. The second Expert deck is called Android Duality, featuring a character I could not care any less about, Android 21. It's going to be blue-green, and when I did the video before about set 8 and the gift box, and it said, we were getting Baby support and Android support, I was excited, because I thought we'd get Android support. This is not what I call Android support. I wanted Android 17, 18 support, the good Androids, the OG Androids. Now, it does show Android 17, 18 on the box. It shows Android 16. Not really quite sure why it shows Baby there either. Baby's not an Android, but that might just be a messed up image. I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm going to keep my opinions to myself because I know a lot of you like Android 21, and I'm not going to get into all that because whatever. I don't like her because I feel like there is no... Like, she did nothing for anything. She was one character in a video game that didn't even make sense to me. I'm not even going to touch on the whole fact of Jiro created a Majin android before... Yeah, nope. Anyway, so we got the 4-drop Android 21 on the right side here. 10,000 power, I can't really make out her auto. See, the end of her auto says something about the top 7 cards of something. Play something in your energy in rest mode. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. And they can't play battle cards with power less than 30,000. Or can't play with 30,000 and 15,000 for the duration of the game. I'm not really quite sure. That seems really... If anybody else has seen a better image, let me know. Because that seems really... Choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. And they can't play battle cards with power between 30,000 and 15,000 for the duration of the game. Holy crap. That's busted as OP, man. So, they just can't play anything unless it is above 30,000. Holy shit. That's insane. As much as I hate this character, that's a powerful card. I'm not sure if I like the idea of green-blue for androids. Granted, I did run green-blue androids at one point way back in the day because we didn't have really much good green support, so I ran a splash of blue for Sensu Bean and for Whis' Coercion, but I kind of threw that idea out the window a little bit because because the deck just, I don't know, it just feels better as a mono green deck, and we got plenty of support since then. Unfortunately, this looks like you'll have to run blue. I just hope that we actually get some good Android 17 and 18 support in here. And I'd like to see Android 16 as well, but 17 and 18 are the ones because I want to run them with the old leader. If I can find a way to fit this card in, I definitely would, because why wouldn't you? Especially if you go first, or if since it's blue, you drop objection so you ramp up to play her, and then your opponent just can't play battle cards unless they're little weenies or really big dudes. Like, that's insane. So, I've slightly changed my opinion about that card in particular. I see the leader in the back. I'm going to guess she's going to be a blue leader by the looks of it. I don't really know how I feel about that. Then we've got this Android 21, a bad omen. This is the side I don't particularly care for. Her activate main is 2 blue and 2 green. And I'm trying to decipher what this one does, but I just can't make it out because the coloration on the card just doesn't help either. But I don't even care what that one does because the 4 job is just such an interesting card, and I actually like that card. So my issue with this, and we'll touch on this because I'm annoyed by it, is that we're getting a new Android deck, new Android support, a set all about the evil scientists and their creations. So why is Dr. Giraud not the leader? Like, he should be Dr. Giraud on the front side, and he should be Android 20 on the other side. I've been advocating for that for a while. He should support androids. To me, that would be it'd be a perfect card for androids as far as like the lore and the support goes, because we got an Android 20 in set 2, then we got the Dr. Giraud, who's technically Android 20 in set 3, and we got little cards here and there for him, but I feel like that's what they should have done. Is it should have been Dr. Mew for the baby deck, and it should have been Dr. Giraud for androids. Now, what's going to really annoy me is that it shows that we're also getting more Android 21 in the set 8 booster pack, which is fine and dandy. I don't mind that at all, because obviously the starter deck is not going to be enough to build a deck around. What does annoy me is it looks like there's going to be another Android 21 leader, unless this is the front side to the leader from the deck, which I'm hoping so, because since we're now down to 2 leaders per color per set, and obviously they're going to have a leader for each of the quote-unquote heroes that fight these evil creations. That means that unless this is unless they would be two different colors, which just also looks like this is going to be a blue leader as well, that means that there's no chance we'd be getting a Dr. Gero for a leader. And I kind of hate when they do that, when they give us a leader, and then they give us the same leader with different effects. This exact same as the... I don't know, it takes away from characters we could have, like Dr. Gero. Like, have Android 21 be the expert deck, then have Dr. Gero be the leader in the set. You don't have to have two characters, you don't have the same character for two different leaders, one for the set, one for the box. That's just kind of, I don't know. I guess variety doesn't uphold fan service. And they even say right here, Android 21 is one of the most requested characters. Her appearance will be a hit with current players, blah, blah, blah. Not with me. I mean, if the leader and all the cards are good enough, I might play them. But I'm going to stick with OG androids. And, like, I don't know. I don't care for this character. I don't care for the direction that this character was taken. I'm also not going to really get into what I think of the character. But it's just not going to be something I'm going to be interested in. If she's got great support that works with the OG androids, then awesome. If not, I've got plenty of other decks that I'm excited to play. But if you guys are excited to play this, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about the baby cards and the Android 21 cards. Again, I like the 4-drop. It has a really interesting ability, unless I am reading it incorrectly and it's not as good as it sounds. But it does sound like it would be pretty cool to run. And if I can fit just that card in my regular Android deck, I'll do it. And just say forget everything else. But we're going to wrap this video up here. Bit short. There wasn't a whole lot to go over. But let me know what you guys think, what you guys are excited for. If you guys can decipher those cards better than I could, let me know in the comments below what they say, because it's kind of hard to view them, and unfortunately it is not easy to find the best source images for stuff when you don't know where the source is to begin with. With that, though, we're going to go ahead and get the freak out of here, and we'll see you guys in the next video.